Hello, my quite based ace attorneys. Turns out that in the past, Phoenix Wright was not quite based. In fact, some might say he was mid. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic into the present. But you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnify Gramarye's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant, Zach Gramarye, go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? Ooh! Back to this thing. This thing's fancy. The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. But that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. But when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. What is going on? This is like, oh, hi Phoenix. I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. Hello. I don't know if I like how he's looking at me right now. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended half finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There's something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Magatama. Oh yeah, that's right. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use Q and E to jump between the past and present. What? Well, let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It's right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. This is crazy. People don't like this case? Now that you know the game, let's play. Let's play a game. What? Okay. Let's start here. This is actually crazy. The nightmare trial was over. And the new nightmare of figuring out what had just happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up, to walk away, but I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. And besides, I had plenty of time. Thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision. It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. What strange sight doth mine eyes behold? Excuse me? 2 men on either side of a single transparent pane. Yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything. I'm thinking Kristoff killed him. Don't know why. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney world. Nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall. But since you're here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnify Gramarye, for one. Who pulled that trigger, Ballant or his partner Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm going to get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it. Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. And yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zach Gramarye killed Magnify, I don't know. It's as good as a signed confession. That's certainly been public opinion's take on it. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valentines also. Yes? Now that my partner has disappeared, Magnify's repertoire is mine. Ballant Gramarye has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Ballant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnify's instructions as your partner. Okay, yeah, we read this. So I was, but only Zack Gramarye followed them. Let us not speak anymore of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnify had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secret. Holy moly. I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. My Megatama, one of my most prized possessions which I got during a certain case. It can show me the locks on people's hearts. And if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Megatama starts it all, and the Megatama ends it. Oh, and then if you lose lives with the Megatama, you die. You literally die, by the way. This is so weird. This is so weird. 7 years ago. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. I didn't want to have to remember that day. Yep, the trial's over. And then he disappears. The flashbacks are actually insane. When I came here on that fateful morning, I still had my badge, but now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir. Down the hands! Floor on your head! Now, now, now! What's the big idea? My ears. My unauthorized personnel aren't allowed in here. But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Zoink! I just say it like it is, sir, and it's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago? No recollection of that, sir. Huh? For me, working on a case is always in the present progressive tense, sir. There is no past, there is only now, sir. Okay, okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir, Court Bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir. I like this guy. I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this absolutely clear as possible for you, sir. It was me, sir. But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story. Let's not go there. So you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing. I'm dying over here. Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. Guess I wasn't the only victim. The last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this. But last year, tragedy struck a rising star at the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times in 3 days. They fired me. That takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir, forced to start from square one, a lowly bailiff. But your uniform? I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired. That can't be legal. So you were the one who let the magician get away that day? I'm dying over here. A star rises among the court bailiffs full of hope, then tragedy strikes. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zack Gramarye's disappearance? Oh, the humanity! That's enough of that. Why, yes, I'd say it was around 2 p.m. when I heard a commotion in court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open, slam! And some guy's face is right there in front of me. Face! So you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, and I, being a bailiff of little standing, I gave chase. I chased that silk hat all the way down the hall, sir. I have a diagram of the court building here. Ah! There's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. All by myself. Nary a friend to call my own. Okay, and which way did Zack Gramarye run after bursting through the courtroom door? He went up like this and around the corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw the magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following him, I threw myself boldly in the room. Why, I remember it like I was right there, because it was. Lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room. I don't see any place to hide in here. Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke. He was just gone. That's impossible. Yes, that word. Oh, how many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it causes me indescribable pain. I'm dying. I'm dying over here. Okay, I won't say it again, promise. But you have to admit it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby? I searched. Why the pause? There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here. Sir? How can he talk so loud and still be hiding something? So Zach was in this room when he vanished. Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. That red silk hat, that flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room. Silk hat, cape. That's Zach, all right. But sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do, but nothing, sir. What about now? Have any ideas? Sir! Ideas about what exactly, sir, if you don't mind me asking? You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? Do you have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that? Cyclops, I should have known. I don't think I have anything yet. I love the Cyclops. I miss these. I miss these a lot. Okay. Okay, Mr. Meekins. What do you know? Spit it out. Hey! Who? What's with all the atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm going to find out what. Zach Gramarye vanished from this room. How'd he do it? How, sir? Well, sir, I can't say as I... Sir, why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Well, sir, if you see, at the time, sir, I was here and... Listen, it was impossible. What could such a little girl possibly do anyway? What did you just say? Here, sir, did I just say something, sir? No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was someone else in the room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm gonna have to invoke my right to remain in the state of not talking. It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I know who it was in that room that day. Take that! Sir! I've never seen that girl until just the other day. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Sir! The chicken noise. Sir, that day she was here in that room, sir. But he wasn't. You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how to mistake a girl for a 7-foot-tall magician. 7 feet? Zach isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Gramarye. But you saw something, and therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar? A trick. Do I not have anything? I don't have anything. This is so interesting. I called her into my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So, I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird. Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you. Huh, really? So, if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family? Huh? I guess so. Getting weirder. Mr. Attorney? Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or, you can call me Daddy if you like. It doesn't have to be today or anything. Okay, say Daddy. That was quick. Yes? If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So thanks, Daddy. Huh. Oh, in this office, it's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know? Yeah. Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this. Trucy, how old are you? Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy. Thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge? So, Daddy, you got fired for being a lawyer, right? You could at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me, for Daddy. Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that. Actually, that's pretty accurate. So here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way. Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law if you were to ask some people. Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead. You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent? You've got me, don't ya? I'm a professional. A professional? Yep. After all, I'm directly descended from the famous Zach Gramarye. Directly descended? He's your father. Oh, and now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright, too. I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. It's funny. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy, or Zach Gramarye? Daddy, sure thing, Daddy. Which daddy was that again? Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of the troupe Gramarye, and they're big. The Gramaryes. They were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it. Big magic happens when you put Zach and Valiant Gramarye together, you know? Once they made a giant waterfall right there on the stage. And this giant spout swam with the giant waterfall. Let me guess. There was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top. I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic. I should have brought that up so soon. I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone. Mommy? Yeah, what about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother. But I have my magic and a great daddy even if he's unemployed. You know, I think things are going to be okay. I wonder if she'll talk more about her mother. So, Trucy, you're a professional? Yes, it's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs. They say that? I always thought it was funny, though. What was? Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid. Right. So, in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy? That's right. Well, want to see a trick? You're gonna do a magic trick? Yeah. Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it, after all. That's the spirit. Ready? Here goes. Ta-da! Hey, folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen. Yark! Well, that was startling. The amazing Mr. Hat. Isn't he great? The friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service. He certainly makes an impression. Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Daddy. Though my routine still gets a bit heady at times. Haha, get it? Headache! My friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. Oh, that's the trick. Could you tell me about your mommy if it's okay? Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage. On stage? You mean with your daddy? Yep. She was always there with Zach and Valiant smiling. But then she went away. Went away? It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished and I guess she didn't know how to get back. Maybe so. I cried then a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this. Here. Ah. Ooh, she is pretty. Pretty, 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 pretty. This is your mother? She's beautiful. Okay, Phoenix, simmer down. Her name's Thalassa? Thalassa Gramarye. Wow. Poor girl, I didn't know her mommy had gone missing. And now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes. Hey, Daddy, you won't... Don't worry, I won't vanish, I promise. Right, you can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan. Daddy always says to have a backup plan. I guess all I rate to is a backup plan. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much at all like that. It's okay, after all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The Wright Talent Agency opens tomorrow. Ooh, but are we representing anyone? Me and you. That makes two, Daddy. I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent. Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at. Well, when you put it that way. You mean you don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do. A boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket. Okay, I'll think of something. That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy. Welcome to the team, Daddy-o. The team, right. Alright. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost there those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy, she was my light. Aww. Very cute. Okay, so we need to go back here. What's that? That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar? So, it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir? I gotta get out of the baby voice. Come again? That night on stage I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat. He really exists. Okay. Dude, tell me what's up. It's getting ridiculous. Alright. I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Gremery exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner room, sir. Zach Gremery, don't even think you can escape me, kids. Down on your hands, floor on the head. Hello? Something the matter, mister? No, that is... Sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir. Zach Gremery, do you know him? Oh, I love Zach Gremery. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan. I see. That's why you're wearing the costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zach came into this room. But no one's been in here except me. The bloody has to be in here somewhere. Under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug. So, Trucy was his accomplice. Imagine my astounded surprise when, 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him. Mr. Hat. I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while I thought it had been a long dream. A dream that lasted a week. But it wasn't the magician who disappeared, it was Mr. Hat. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door and out came Zach. But that wasn't all. Another person got in on the act and she was standing in front of lobby number 2. Along with Mr. Hat. Ah, and that beauty of it, isn't it? So, while you were standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner, and most likely runs through the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit, and in that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape. Zach Gremery's red cape fluttered like a cape. Astounding, sir. All my days of posing queries and making inquiries and chasing quarries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the other side of the road to die. Or the scattered remains of messily eaten chocolate parfait. Such sweet sorrows. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you'd suffered on account of this case. It's an honor, sir. I've apologized to people many, many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me. Actually, about that girl. I'm sort of her guardian now. Is that so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor. Okay. I'll let the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great detective Gumshoe. Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar. If you want, it's an honor, sir. Sir, I can't count the number of things that have taken from me, sir. But no one's ever given me anything for free. Right. See you in the court next time then, sir. I look forward to it. This is fun. All eyes were on Zach Gremery that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery has been revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again. He does come back. Does he get murdered? I'm gonna go here first. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. I decided on sooner. Drew mission, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix right, was it? I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely. Oh, hello. Ah, this is my daughter. Vera, say hello. She's gone. Shall we begin then? Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not, sadly, a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. It's a source of considerable embarrassment. I'd be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That is why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is I do. More than half the paintings they bring me are stolen. And who knows what my copies are used for. But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was well paid. Very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. The past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Your work? Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy, but that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. Gosh. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I'd attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. In my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote. Yes, as I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, There it is. Ah, Cyclock, of course. It seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. I doubt I'll be able to... I doubt I'll be able to solve this right now. Let's see what I can do. Then we'll go to the present and see what's going on there, because I have no idea. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I've never met the client. True, when I asked the client's name, there were no Cyclops in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I've made my stand, no backing down now. So what's Mr. Misham hiding? The forger. I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said. What is it, then? You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any Cyclops. Cyclops? Is this some kind of asylum security, or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? Okay, stop. The flashbacks are ridiculous. Please stop. I'm not reading this again. Not personally. Those words triggered the Cyclops. Again with the Cyclocks. Now I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence? Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Cyclops. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham. Poppycock, I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, then I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger is... We already know this. The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it? Ridiculous. My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more for landscapes, not surrealism. Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The Cyclops tell me you're not a forger, which makes your daughter the other possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going psycholock myself. Sweet. Sweet. Alright, kids. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius you might call her. A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I drew her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. I do detect a bit of fatherly pride. So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here, to this studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered, so they did not want to talk to me. So, they talked to your daughter. I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. And that little girl is the key to our mystery client's true identity. Okay, what do I do now? If the face was covered, it wasn't that singer, was it? Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more? Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? Mr. Misham, I have a request. Let me guess, you'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so, actually. With only one exception. Which was? Oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd ever seen anything of the sort. Please, let me speak with her. Alright. Uh-oh. This could be tough. Vera, was it? Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys to say do, re, mi. Can't find them anywhere. I'm no good at this. I think it's her mother is the singer, and her singer asked for the info. Alright, what you got, kids? I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office. Then I guess I'll go back to my piano. To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This fragile culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later, then. 2 hours left on my shift. Wonder if we'll get any customers tonight. Do you know who I am? Who I am? No. That's not him, is it? It is. Zach Grammar. Yeah, it's him. That's crazy. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from the night at the Keys. I seek a true competition. I have heard the Borscht Bowl Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor is true. Isn't this where he dies? And this is a friend of yours? Ah, don't mind me, I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman. He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others. This wasn't the guy who cheated. The Wright Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano. Well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. It's so funny. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good. Real good. It didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. Then let's compete. I'll take you to the room. The hideout, yes, but before we go, yes? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shoddy Smith. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Oh, and I'm Brushel, Spark Brushel, news reporter. Oh, I'm... No, Phoenix Wright. Huh? You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am? Have we met? Uh-huh. Today in this courtroom, yeah, I was up way ahead of you, Phoenix. I'm skipping the flashbacks. I'm sorry, we just did this. You can't be, but you're... Zach Gramarye? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I have only an audience of one. You. Zach Gramarye, this must be a bad dream. In any sense, this guy ruined my life. You there. We will play soon. Ready the room. I will be preparing the hideout for you. Why was he wanting to cheat at a poker game? Are you ready? Are you really him? The Zach Gramarye? Now I'm Shoddy Smith, I don't know. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it'll be 7. 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. I caused you much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean? She's fine. I've got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I've come. That and to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker. Those eyes, he's serious. I despise losing above all else. And so I've decided I will win tonight, no matter what it takes. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition, all else is secondary. Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me. And I you. We competed that day 7 years ago, too. Ah, yes, you must have been surprised. Called the detention center out of the blue. 2. 1. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. You choose your defense attorneys by playing poker? Some are hired, others fired. When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do. Trucy's power? Trucy? She's in a class of her own. For 7 years I played poker here at the Borscht Bowl Club, and I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me signals. Daddy, he's got a good hand. You might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is? Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic. Those at Trucy's line possess far greater skill. Her line? Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost. Magnified Gramarye. That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it. Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Gramarye blood or something? Blood? I'm sorry, but it's not something told lightly to outsiders. And it's nothing you need to know at this time. It's some kind of Gramarye secret then. Fine. She's 15 this year? She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know. I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause. Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go? Yes, and for that I must apologize, however. I could not be found guilty that day. Because of this. This? A transferal of rights. You see the signature? A transferal. That's Magnified Gramarye's signature, isn't it? Oh, that's what the actual page was. Wow, that was the actual page. Yes, it is I. Wait, this page looks torn. You recall the diary, yes? Mm-hmm. Page has been ripped out. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. He said what I believe. Wait, let me see. Yeah. How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge. This is the real page that was torn from the book. Magnify gave it to me that night. You could have told me this earlier, like 7 years earlier. Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom. The greatest of Magnify Gramarye's illusions are true art. As such, they're well protected by this document. Only its bearers may perform his illusions on stage. Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple. As the rightful heir to his art, too, I wanted a rightful heir. Rightful? I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That is why I've risked it all to come here tonight. Brushel. Sir, here you go. What's this? A letter passing the rights to I have inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness. But I'm not a lawyer anymore. And you need a public notary besides. I might not look at it, but I'm certified notary. You are? By day, I wear notary's glasses and hunt for news. By day, I wear reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well. Your signature, please. This is the first reason I've come for you here tonight. I finally figured it out. Now I know why you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said. Precisely. There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all their possessions. Exactly. Which is why I'm here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document, before my 7 years are up. You might say, I'm securing my daughter's inheritance. But do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically? Not in this case, I'm afraid. This case? Yes, I received the performance rights from Magnify Gramarye. However, this was done in secret without witnesses. Before Magnify died, 2 potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Gramarye, and Valiant Gramarye. Not Trucy. I see. So you do not need this document. So you do need this document. I have known Brushel since before I vanished. He's a man I trust. Now only 3 know of my rebirth. I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background, and found you had no other close kin. It is as you say. Okay. I was kind of hoping he'd say something about the mother at this point. I know everyone else, but Trucy's mother is a mystery. Can I just present it to him? This person in the photo is Trucy's mother. How did you come by this? Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone. Then it is so. Huh? She is gone. What more is there to say? Lots? I know. Whoa, you're still here? According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother magnifies Gramarye's only daughter, end quote. What? Magnify's daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zach? Brushel, you say too much. What? Why am I the bad guy? Why? Zach decked him. In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over. Also, Gramarye, she's the most mysterious of the whole lot. I need some more evidence. The prelude may be longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition? Final? Why? As you said, I have come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more underground. Without seeing your daughter? It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago we played. 7 years ago I lost. I already lost to Magnify. I do not care to lose another. I've heard that you never lose. It's just a rumor. Yes, for it is impossible to never lose unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation to think a mere lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up a little? That was that. This is this. For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright. This will be my final performance. You are warned. This guy's beyond serious. So much for a fun evening of cards. Brushel, you may leave. Ah, but it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop. I punch and I punch, but still it is not enough. I just remembered a future prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. Oh, nice meeting you, Piano Man. Sing us a song, Piano Man. Let's begin, dealer. Ah! You will be witness to our competition. Ah! It is honor for me. Why haven't I seen her around here before? Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe his name. You know him? After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this. The Gramarye's power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more. And I know where to get it. Trucy's mother. I need to meet that reporter again. That was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zack began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. The name Zack Gramarye knew. But how and why? So I don't unlock his Cyclops? Oh no, I will. Just not yet. Oh, do we get to go visit him? Hey, buddy. Well, well. Isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines? Gavin. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? See, this is a proper use of a flashback, because this was a long time ago. My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete. Right. You look well, Phoenix Wright. You too, Gavin. Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours. And I'll bet you never expected to wind up here. Shoddy Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was? Who he was? Zack Gramarye. You know, the defendant. I remember him, of course. But you say Smith was Zack? Impossible. Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence. What did I just say? Life is full of surprises. After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty, but your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy. You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix Wright. What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I am an evil human being. Isn't that enough? Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago? Yes, the trial where Zack Gramarye pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, I recall. Genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it? That was when I met you, wasn't it? Was it now? The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting opinion. Yours. It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all. For 7 years we've been friends, and yet I still don't understand you. But right, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspected me then, as you do now, don't you? Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. Cyclops. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it. Persistent, aren't you? I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game, Zack Gramarye mentioned your name, Gavin. Okay, we were just here. After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I seemed to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No, Zack Gramarye. I really can't do these names. There it is. 5? Ooh! Whoa! I've never seen Cyclocks like these. Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things? Something wrong, right? No, it's nothing. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know. He's doing his nails. What's a fancy Cyclock? Where's the Magatama? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Why is that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? I will not speak of that. Elsa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet, there's another story behind the fame, one that not many know. This is the thing I was thinking of. Celesta lost her life during rehearsal to you and Valiant Grammarly's bullets. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa? I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Why, it's just like another murder I might mention. Her eyes, I loved Thalassa's eyes. I think they could read my mind was frightening. There was a warmth in them I felt like an embrace. She is dead, and Magnified Grammarly has joined her. So the only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack, I do not know. I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else, someone other than Trucy, someone who inherited Thalassa's power. Huh, how would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth, or maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who. Apollo has the power. Is he related? No way. He has the power. This boy? His name is, I forget. Something weird. Okay, that's funny. Who could it be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices. So what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like, but you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing this missing link. What evidence? 'Cause I don't know what to do. What's this red envelope? Ah, don't touch that. It's quite important. The painter's face just changed hues. Guess I'd better behave. And then there's this. My stamp. Hey, she spoke! She can talk! Yay! Yeah, this stamp. How can I keep her talking? Isn't Troop Grammarly amazing? Yes? Oh, I especially like those two, Zack and Valiant. I mean, they're, just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know? Me too. Me too. I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic. Yeah. All right, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start. I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Grammarly Museum of Magic. The Grammarly Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows? Just once when I was little, with Father. The Grammarly's on stage. It was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, pulling back together. They do it all. Yeah. Maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this? You know? About Zack and Valiant, maybe? Oh, sure. Alright, better get asking before she changes her mind. I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here. Why don't you like the outside? There's bad people out there. Well, true, but there are lots of good people, too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Grammarly Museum. With you, in fact. Yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm. A good luck charm? For when I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something, a gift, from that client, actually. She won't tell me what it is. Father, I told you to keep that a secret. From that client, huh? This I have to hear about. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things? I really like painting a lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same. So you did this too? Oh yes, that was my first job. Your first? All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips in the way the writer holds the pen, and the pressure on the nib. It's like some Doki Doki Literature Club. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer. She seems happy. Odd, her work was the last nail in the Gramarye coffin. I guess no one told her. They're the best in the world. Huh? Oh, you mean the Troop Gramarye, of course. Father gave it to me. Your father? But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it. I guess I just took it, yeah. Took it? Father got a letter from that person. That person? You mean that letter was from the client? Oh, we talked about the Gramarye forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it. They're a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get on her good side. So you met the person that asked you to do this job, and you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received? I can't talk about it. Huh? If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told. Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Hey. Okay, it's 2. Right, time to do some psych unlocking. Oh, it's probably this thing. Maybe I'll just set it over here. I knew I should have looked at this. It looked weird, and I was like, oh, it's fine. That's a pretty bottle. Ah, don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera. She always puts it somewhere she can see. She looks at it often. There's a light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing. Okay. I was like, I don't think I have anything, but I did. I just needed to look around the room. I'm lazy. Very lazy. Wait. It's not here yet. Okay, hold on. He has nail polish, right? Wait a minute. It was him, because the nail polish. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm annoyed. It's right here. It's right here. This is so nitpicky. Okay. You're thinking, what self-respecting man would use nail polish? Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. You know what I say. One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First-rate in all things, except nothing less. That certainly does look like first-rate nail polish. I like the sparkly bottle. It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please have one. It's on me. There it is. Okay, what's that? That envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. It's not nice to peek at other people's mail. You get mail in here in jail? That I do, though they read it first, apparently. Still, I am allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. That's the yellow envelope he got. Magatama time. Your good luck charm is this.
Take that!
This was what they gave you, wasn't it? The same bottle over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? I heard once. Cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Huh, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting any more on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was it this client?
Take that!
This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually. I promised not to tell. I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client. I promise. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work. I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then? I think they might be the devil. Huh? Or maybe an angel. What do you mean? I saw it, or I think I saw it, when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face. What? Are you saying the client's face looks like the devil's? No, the client was gentle with a gentle smile. So where'd you see this devil? It was so quick, I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm. I'm not sure what this devil she saw was. It's pretty clear that Kristoff Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I'm sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Gramarye. Did I do something bad? What makes you think that? Your eyes, they're sad. Very sad. I'll put on my smile next time I come, promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera. Oh, okay. Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. The stamp. This is so weird. It's really fun, but weird. Okay. I'm flying. There's supposed to be a path. Ask someone to take life. That's something. Commit murder. Yes, our mentor. He got his wish. What weakness? My guess is a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troop lived in the world's showmanship. And flashy sense danger. If you have proof there's danger, then show it. The gun. Take that. Okay. Fascinating. Tell me, what... This shows who it was. It was this chick. Trucy's mama. But that's... Yep. Zach Gramarye's wife and Trucy's mother. Okay. Still in denial. Was the greatest of risk being shot. This clearly shows the kind of danger she was in. It's on the stamp, right? She's in the middle. Troop Gramarye's performances were very, very popular. So popular, they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze. We were an age, a golden age. It's all here on this stamp. There's Lhasa, yes? Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. A part of his memory is still locked up. There's one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader might, if I was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Alan's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnify covered it up, his innocence would come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close. There has to be something here. How Lhasa's death could affect Zach and Valen's relationship with Magnifi. I'll prove why Lhasa's accident. Person? Let's try person. It's gonna take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zach's wife tied both of your hands, and this information proves why Zach held so much power over you. Apollo. It has to be Apollo. Nope. Were you by any chance trying to threaten me? No, of course not. You'll never make a good blackmail artist, never. Oh! I didn't know she was in there. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm not as mad at the game anymore. I'm just mad at myself for not realizing this. Wouldn't it just be... Yeah. Does he know where she is? It wasn't a question of who shot Lhasa. Lhasa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zach Gramarye's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! So she was his daughter? I'm a little confused. Okay. Okay. There's no proof, none at all. But the last one went missing. And your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. Oh, he's not related to them? Oh! I was like, are we going Game of Thrones right now? Like, what is happening here? I understand now. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Gramarye? The master, Magnifi Gramarye, his only daughter, and his two disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that is all it was, an accident. Zack and Valen's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight towards that beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing, pow into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullets stole Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thalassa disappeared from our lives and Zack was bereft of his wife. I thought Zack was his son. So that's why I was like, what do you mean, daughter? Okay. Trucy lost her mother. And Magnify, his daughter. Magnify. It's Magnify, but you know. And that led to blackmail, I take it. It's all part of parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. Why did Magnify Gramarye try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is it was a critical time for Troop Gramarye. A passing of the torch from the Magnify to Zack and Valet. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself, Zack, and I, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose Magnify's wishes. Magnify forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But then hang that death as a guillotine above our heads. Things were dark behind the scenes of the Troop Gramarye, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnify's slayer, I should think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter. He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I've forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not. I see. His name I do not recall, but his scent, the cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Gramarye, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned. The newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea of who it is now. That smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zack Gramarye to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. I hope something else opened in the present. There we go. I'm like, there. Okay. We gotta find that reporter. For me. Whoa, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mission was poisoned and his daughter's... Oh yes, I know. Oh, how I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down a case just a little quicker, end quote. Were you on the trail of this case the whole time? Zack Gramarye was a good friend. Zack said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bull Club. What a character, what a man. If a little, no, a lot, no, extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I could ask you a few questions? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not the other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know what really did them in though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day, for 7 years. Walls of ears, potatoes of eyes, end quote. Being watched, you mean he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, how I felt watched too. The whole time I've been in this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what that all means. I met Zach through this case, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifique Gramarye? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident? During the quick draw shooting practice. My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy. All for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Valen Gramarye did mention one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifique Gramarye at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Thalassa, wasn't it? Really? Then Thalassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that. And Magnifique wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of scoop, goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Thalassa's husband, see? Zach Gramarye. Something strange was in the air over the troop Gramarye of those days. The whole screwy mentor controlling discipline scene started by then, I'm guessing. Thalassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. Drew Mission felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it was nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he was being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gramarye got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me. He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then, he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me. Maybe you were, too. Me? He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh? Waiting? For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnifique miracle. Of course, it was all a dream. Because of this. The performance rights. In the abyss of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man did give his rights to both Zach and Valent? So Valent waited until Zach died. Legally, at least. The time finally comes and Valent's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know. If that document sees the legal light of day, it's gonna put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's the sorry one, that Valen Gramarye. Lost out to his partner at work and in love too. Love? It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. What is 3 sides and all of them pointy? A love triangle. That is pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. And in the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy. And then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa. There's more here, too. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valent. 7 years, has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press, I've nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I needed to hear it from you. I've walked a difficult road these past 7 years. Because you couldn't perform Magnifique's repertoire? Do not be deceived. Valent's skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way. Zach Gramarye. His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago as well as the end. Or so I thought. Zach Gramarye murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember as if it were only yesterday. Yet, that was not the only way of it, in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zach vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of the press said. I had no idea. Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. I don't know what I just read. And here must I stand smiling at them all. What am I if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Magnifique's death is still a mystery to this day. Which is why I came here to get the answer from you. Yeah, there it is. Only 2. I knew I'd be seeing these sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping up upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. That sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Okay, let me go back to the office and I'm gonna observe it. Because this is sad. I don't even want to hear what he's gonna be sad.
Objection!
I just have to do that when I see this pose. Let's talk. Magatama. It's only 2 psych locks. Like, come on. I just unlocked your brain in the past. I can unlock it now. What's up with these men getting a bunch of hair? Ask what you will. You'll get nothing from me. I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years, I've endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troop within my grasp. Sorry to do this, Valiant, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valiant, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this.
Take that!
And what might that be? I see it bears the Gramarye seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnifie's miracles. What? Zach Gramarye, he wrote this. What? He passed everything to his daughter. Trucy Igmigmar? Actually, she's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous! Zach is gone, vanished into the void. This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. Break them both. Break them both. Break them both. Ah. Why does fate have toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in the thrall to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magnifie! Magnifie! Yes, it was Zach, it was. Then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say if you could prove Zach Gramarye shot Magnifie. Was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valiant. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifie Gramarye? There's more to do it, Drew. Mr. Brushel, do you know this person? Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times, actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife. Lessa Gramarye. Magnifie Gramarye's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? Alright. I'm annoyed. Gosh. So, Flessa married Zach and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? Oh my gosh! That's why Apollo has the power! He's also a descendant, like, officially. He's a secret child! Okay, keep going. Hadn't heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. Apparently he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year. I didn't know. But she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. The singer, bro. I've known Trucy since she was a little thing too. She's got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know? Flessa has another child besides Trucy, end quote. What? I can't believe that's crazy. But Trucy said she was an only child. Ah, yes, this one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband. Her first husband who died during a performance. Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Flessa had another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know. I won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. People and events all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think? I was too busy wondering about the bigger to listening to what you were saying. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnifique! I was just wondering what Magnifique would think of all this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifique. And with his daughter, Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Gramarye gene? Magnifique told me once back when Zack married Thalassa. He said Zack had good eyes, but not good like Gramarye's eyes, not that good. I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Gramarye secret was? Maybe nobody, now that Zack's gone. Zack Gramarye. The plot has finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Gramarye fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Gramarye's power. A power which passed from Magnifique Gramarye to Thalassa and to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Okay. I think next we come here and we present that photo. They both wanted her love. What is it with this franchise and men swooning over every woman they meet? You don't understand. She is woman, I am man. The bracelets.
Take that!
Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Thalassa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband. He died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined the Gramaryes as a guest in her show. After Thalassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Yeah, I saw it too. Those bracelets stand out. They're Gramarye family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the one in the picture. What? So that's why. Why what, Mr. Zack? I took this photograph of Thalassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where that other one went. She gave it to this boy, her son. Sweet. Wild stuff, bro. This strange power, I myself do not know where it comes. Yet the fact is that it passed down to the Gramarye line. It runs in their veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalassa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? She's an empath. If she were to face a person and became slightly tense, even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it. Not quite. This is the strangest part of all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension, without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects. Wait, were they something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just a fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? I have made a decision. I will tell you all I know, consider it a gift. Woohoo! Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister, yes. And the brother, too, has this power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright, tonight after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. I am in your debt, once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. And this has something to do with their power. What have I told you? The Gramarye power reacts to tension in others. When a Gramarye senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into minute contractions of the muscles. So minute they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With a bracelet on, one can sense the contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. That alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face and the meaning of that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crown before one may distract it. So basically what you're saying is, the Gramarys can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets. You were talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Grammarly. Thank you, Mr. Zack. If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night? The night my mentor, Magnifique Grammarly, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols, and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test. A test? In his last years, Magnifique Grammarly worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night I could not shoot him. So I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. Give my art to you, Zack. I give my art to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack, though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Bah! I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anyone, what would you have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valent his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Huh. Yet this ending, too, gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. And I am sorry I have done much that was wrong in my day. Ah, yes. Just an apology. Easy. It seems to me that Magnifique wanted you to be his successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valent's. Perhaps, but it's not something we will ever know for sure now. You did marry his daughter. I wonder, what is Valent up to these days? Waiting for you to die. If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. Huh. And now here I am, and his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know? What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame for our mentor's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There were even rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off. But that's madness. Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? That night, Zack Grammarly was killed. He died as Shoddy Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. Murdered my mentor. Apologize for the trouble caused by sudden departure. His confession, to use as I saw fit. Of course, he'd killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner. Interesting. Okay. We know Sunshine Coliseum's next. Alright. God. This was quite the showdown. I've been at this for 2.5 hours. Was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late. All you need is a way to prove your case.
Take that!
I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zack Grammarly wrote one more thing before passing on. This. But this is a confession, in which he admits to the killing of Magnifique Gramarye. See? All according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet, it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself. Zach wrote this right in front of me, after I explained your situation to him. Alakazam! I can't. Okay. This is wild. This was more fun than some other investigations. I just really could not figure out the links. You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yes, it's my opinion that Zach Gramarye killed no one. Then you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be a logical conclusion, yes. So he vanished to protect me, his partner? A stirring tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnifique Gramarye in the forehead? If I had, and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will, there is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed a hold of me. I knew it. So Valant Gramarye did kill Great Magnifique. So sorry, Mr. Wright, but it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple, such as, I don't know, Knack and Talent Gramarye, maybe? Your wild fancies could be further from the truth. Only Zach and Valant received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now? If it wasn't Zach or Valant who shot Magnifique, then it had to be the only other person at the scene, which means... Wait, you don't mean... Yes, the Great Magnifique Gramarye himself. I called that. I called it. So Magnifique Gramarye committed the die? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it as a... I did. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him, but when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnifique Gramarye? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifique transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner, not me. I see. Then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Valant Gramarye confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? He gave him the gun. You see, I knew that the 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnifique's plan. He wanted to die by one of your hands. Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. I swear if Kristoff actually is a demon, I'm leaving. Let me confess, I had intended to shoot Magnifique. And I planned on framing my partner for the crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifique's hospital room. Which was IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zach did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moments came, but then Magnifique called me back. I'm sorry, Valant. I'm giving you my magic to Zach, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room, and then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fatal gunshot. Magnifique Gramarye killing himself. Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zach killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his death. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints, then I used the syringe to add the IV liquid I'd brought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnifique died, and you framed Zach for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but... Yes? I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valent. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Zach Gramarye was alive. Well, not anymore. And now it occurs to me, what if he was not the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realize that we never saw proof of her demise. Yeah, because she's the singer. We never saw her body. Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on, my apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner, Zach Gramarye. Then I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Zach Gramarye, Shady Smith, whichever name you prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver, and the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life. I knew what I'd have to do to push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. Scary! I don't want to. Apparently he's a demon. I swear, is he actually a demon? Like, what's going on? Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when he'll be finished? Well. Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here a moment. My apologies to the guard, but there's something I need to see. The demon. There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is Drew Misham. I was right. Yeah, we already know. He wrote a letter in a yellow envelope. If this is the last letter that Drew Misham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this atropine spray finds anything. So this was Drew Misham's messenger of death. It was his stamp, all right, no mistaking it, and his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you, so please release the spell you put on my daughter. I'll write later for it with a report. Gotcha. Finally. Decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? Hi! Gavin! I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss. Vera Misham hasn't received her verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin? There are no known survivors of atropine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right. Wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry, forgot I had it. Many thanks. But we already know what's in it. That was so weird. What in the world was that? Hi, Phoenix. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. That was wild. It took me 3 hours. If he's a demon, I quit.